Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into the Schumacher DSR 113, and the goal here is pretty simple. We want to transform you from a DIY novice into a genuine battery maintenance pro. If you spend any time at all tinkering in a garage, managing a small fleet of work trucks, or, just trying to keep your family's daily drivers on the road, you already know that battery issues are just a constant, universal headache. So today, we're unpacking the capabilities of this commercial-grade wheeled charger. We're going to show you exactly how it handles everything from a frantic morning jumpstart to long-term battery repair.
Let's be totally honest for a second. Have you ever stood in your driveway holding a tangled, greasy pair of jumper cables, staring down at a dead car battery, and felt that knot in your stomach? Just wondering if you're about to accidentally fry your vehicle's incredibly expensive electrical system? It's a terrifying feeling, right? Modern cars are basically rolling computers these days. The era of just blindly clamping wires to terminals, sparking them and hoping for the best? Yeah, that is long gone. So today we're going to look at a stress-free, truly professional-grade solution that takes all of the guesswork and, more importantly, all of the danger completely out of the equation.
All right, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the dead battery dilemma. Then, matching your battery type. Next up is professional safety and connection. After that, we'll explore the microprocessor smart charge. And finally, optimizing charger fan operation.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the dead battery dilemma, moving beyond basic jumper cables.
Let's face it, relying on a buddy's vehicle to revive yours is not always an option. And honestly, it's just a huge hassle. Basic jumper cables literally require a donor vehicle. You've got to awkwardly parallel park two cars nose to nose, usually in the freezing cold, and you run all the risks of an unprotected manual connection. But contrast that with the sheer independent power of a commercial-grade wheeled charger like the DSR 131. You are bringing your very own powerhouse right to the bumper. We're talking about an absolutely massive 250 amps of heavy-duty engine starting power for 12-volt batteries. Plus, it features a 50-amp boost mode that's specifically designed to quickly blast life back into deeply discharged batteries, all without needing a second card to provide the juice. It's a total game-changer.
Moving right along to Section 2, matching your battery type. Precision charging for every cell.
Not all batteries are created equal. And hitting the wrong chemistry with the wrong type of charge, that's a fast track to permanent battery damage. So precision charging is absolutely the name of the game here. The DSR 131 isn't just a blunt instrument for your standard sedan battery. It's designed to safely handle advanced AGM, that's absorbent glass mat batteries, gel batteries, and even those heavy, deep cycle batteries you'd use in a marine setup or an RV. Whether you're working on a little daily commuter or a massive recreational rig, this hardware is adaptable enough to match the very specific chemical needs of those cells.
So how do we actually match the charge to the battery? Well, it's actually super straightforward. When you just need to actively bring a standard AGM, gel, or deep cycle battery back up to a healthy, usable level, you're going to use the 6-amp charge mode. It provides a really steady, safe input. But what if you're, say, putting a project car away for the winter or storing your boat? That is exactly when you swap over to the 2-amp maintain mode. It is specifically tailored for long-term maintenance and float monitoring. It ensures your battery stays healthy over those long months without any risk of overcooking it.
All right, Section 3, professional safety and connection. Connecting with total confidence.
Modern engineering is amazing because it really protects you from those classic spark-flying garage disasters. Connecting your charger should be a precise, entirely repeatable sequence. First things first, you carefully identify your positive and negative terminals. Second, you make your connection using the charger's heavy-duty copper clamps. And what's really important here is that these clamps are fed by thick 6-gauge copper output cables. That heavy gauge size is absolutely crucial. It ensures maximum current transfer without the wires literally melting or overheating when you're pulling a massive 250 amps. And then step 3 is where you get total peace of mind. You let the built-in reverse hookup protection do its job.
Let's talk about what reverse hookup protection actually means. It is a built-in safety feature that completely prevents the charger from even turning on if you accidentally connect those copper clamps to the wrong battery terminals. And hey, let's be real, we've all had those moments in a dimly lit garage where we second-guess the red and black posts. But with this feature, the terrifying anxiety of crossing the streams is completely gone. If you happen to get it backwards, the machine simply says, nope, and won't send the current. It guarantees a reliable, completely safe experience every single time you use it.
Okay, Section 4, the microprocessor's smart charge, the digital brain behind the brawn.
Battery charging has evolved so much. It's gone from this brute force analog guessing game to a highly refined smart technology. You no longer have to stand over a buzzing metal box manually dialing knobs up and down as the battery fills up. Instead, the internal microprocessor automatically adjusts the amperage while it charges and maintains. It's actively reading the battery's state of charge, and it dynamically does the math for you, delivering a fully automatic multi-stage charge. It literally gives the battery exactly what it needs, exactly when it needs it.
And a really huge part of that smart technology is float mode monitoring. This is a maintenance phase where the microprocessor safely watches the battery. Once your battery hits 100%, the charger doesn't just keep pounding it with energy. Instead, it tapers right off and just monitors it, stepping in with a tiny trickle of power only when the voltage naturally drops. This completely prevents overcharging during long-term storage, which, historically speaking, was a really fast way to boil a good battery to death.
Now, this is a fantastic feature. I actually found this detail buried in the user manual's troubleshooting section. If you ever hook this charger up and the digital display flashes the error code SUL, it means the microprocessor has detected a sulfated battery. But here's the kicker. It doesn't just give up and throw an error code. The smart brain will automatically attempt to run a repair cycle on it. It will actively work to break down that sulfation for up to 10 hours. If it can't resume normal charging after that, well, then you know for sure the battery's toast and needs to be replaced. But it tries to save it first, which is incredible.
Finally, Section 5, Optimizing Charger Fan Operation, Keeping the Power Cool.
Look, maintaining the machine itself is just as important as maintaining your vehicle's battery. When you are pushing hundreds of amps of raw electricity, things are going to generate heat. I want to share a direct quote from the manufacturer's Q&A because it dispels a very common user panic. It reads, "The fan will operate as needed and is normal for the fan to sometimes operate continuously. Keep the area near the charger clear of obstructions to allow the fan to operate efficiently." See, people often worry that if the fan doesn't shut off, the machine is broken. Totally not true. The microprocessor controls the fan based on the internal temperatures.
So, to make sure you get years and years of life out of this equipment, here's your quick fan optimization checklist. Number 1, just trust the microprocessor. Allow the fan to run continuously if the system decides it needs it. Number 2, keep the physical area around the wheeled charger completely clear while it's actively working. And lastly, and I see this all the time in messy garages, it is incredibly easy to accidentally drape a greasy shop rag over the unit or lean tools against it. Do not block those air vents. The charger literally needs to breathe to safely manage all that thermal energy.
So, what is the big takeaway from our explainer today? It's that you no longer have to rely on guesswork or sketchy, dangerous workarounds. By understanding how the digital brain works, by utilizing the right charging modes for your specific battery chemistry, whether that's standard, AGM, gel, or deep cycle, and by trusting in those heavy-duty copper clamps and reverse hookup safety features, you have absolute control over your garage's power needs. So, now that you have the power and the knowledge of a professional garage right there on wheels, I've got to ask, what dead project car are you finally going to bring back to life?